playing the PC version of Metal Gear Solid. I found my old CD-ROMs. Unfortunately, they don't work with modern operating systems, so luckily I found a patch for it that lets it run on Windows 10 and also has X input so you can do controller support. So let me show you some stuff real quick here. Now, in order to get this working so I can do a recording, I'm actually running it off a TV, and I'm using an old laptop. I have a Lenovo Ideapad 310, and I had to hook it up to a TV with an HDMI cable to get this recording to work. For some reason, the way this patch works, or maybe it's just the way the AMD chipset works on that Lenovo, the games for Windows recording doesn't work. So run at 800 by 600 using the DirectX Voodoo wrapper. And the other thing with the controller support, and this is weird how it's doing this cascading on here, but the on the right side, all those button maps, I did those. By default, it's got some weird button maps. I'm using a PlayStation 4 controller plugged in with a USB cable, but I had to manually do my button mapping to match the way the original PlayStation setup is. And I also adjusted the volumes on the game, although I've got music turned down, but in some of these cutscenes the music's really loud, so I'm thinking that's a separate setting that can't be adjusted. Metal Gear Solid was the second PlayStation 1 game I ever played. The first one was Tekken that I played at a friend's house. I've never even owned the PlayStation 1.
I know it. I'm going to swat down a couple of bothersome flies.
Metal Gear came out, I was in college working at a video store. Hold on, I'm gonna get out of this.
This is...
Nope. Cancel out of this. Don't need to hear all the codec conversations. So I was working at a video store, and my coworker was telling me I have to play this new game called Metal Gear that just came out. And I didn't actually like PlayStation graphics because I was more of a N64 guy, although I never owned any of those consoles because I was poor in college. But typically what happened with PlayStation games is they were lower resolution, they had texture warping. I gotta crawl right here so the guys don't hear you walking on the puddle. So yeah, the PlayStation games always suffered from affine texture warping, and they're also low resolution, so I always liked the way Nintendo 64 games looked. This jerk, you're gonna stand next to me? I remember... I guess in alert phase it lets you dive in the water, but I can't manually dive in the water. I have to wait for an elevator to show up anyway. So while we're waiting, let me show you some stuff here on the setup on how I got this running, the Alt-Tab. So this is the guy that made the patch. He's got, someone posted on Reddit. So he's got his package installer here with a lot of this stuff. So thanks to this guy, I can run this game and show you. So to capture this, because the games for Windows recording wasn't working, I've got it where it's outputting on the HDMI cable solely, using it as a monitor on the TV, and I'm using my capture box that I use for consoles to record this. And here's the PC that I'm running, old laptop. Now the reason I'm using the old laptop is it's the only one I got that has a 3D accelerator, which is the Radeon R7, and has a DVD drive, because my current laptop doesn't have an optical drive at all. And oh, I fucked up. Ran across that puddle. There's a guard in there. Gotta wait for him to exit. When I originally played this on PC, I don't remember what video accelerator I had at the time. Oh man, I think I had that Power VR as my main video card. I think I had a Voodoo as a secondary card. But I remember when I was playing this game on PC before, it had really horrible slowdown if you tried to use the optical camo when you unlock the game after beating it. The reason that I've got this running solely on the TV as a monitor, if I try to do a duplicate display when I was testing it out, not only does it drop the frame rate, it's a badass intro, not only does it drop the frame rate, but it was causing tons of screen tearing, so that's why I can't duplicate the display. So I played this on PlayStation 1 because my roommate in college had a PlayStation 1. The video store I worked at, I rented this game out and played it, and then became a fan of the Metal Gear series after that, even though like the animation quality is pretty low, but the way they do the camera controls and the colored lighting make it look cinematic.
It's Snake. I'm in front of the disposal.
Yep, cancel out of this.
Behind D. Colonel, what's a Russian gunship doing here?
I have no idea, but it looks like our little diversion got their attention. Now's your best chance to slip in unnoticed. There are only 18 hours.
The bright dot in the middle is
Nope,
you, Snake.
Nope, mailing.
Snake, your radar
Nope,
isn't...
nope. Get out of this tutorial.
If you want to get in, there's the front door. It's the fastest way, but there's too much risk of being spotted by the enemy.
I can't just knock on the door and ask them to...
Cancel out of this. Alright, full on rations, no items. I want to get the chaff grenades that are in the middle of the helipad, but there's spotlights. Let's get over here, see it better. So I need those chaff grenades, but I gotta avoid these spotlights. I actually played this game and beat it again recently on my PlayStation Vita. I bought the PlayStation 1 Classic version. I think it was $10 since it lets you play all your PlayStation 1 games on it. The problem, oh god, I'm gonna fuck up, made it. The problem with the running PlayStation 1 Classics on a Vita is, if you have the original Vita with the OLED screen, you can't control the brightness, I don't think, on any PlayStation 1 games. So the Vita makes the games really dark. So there's a couple sections on this game that are way harder than they need to be because of how dark the screen is. And also, I didn't know at the time, but on the Vita, I didn't know you can enable the analog sticks. Damn it. I don't know how I used to do that without getting spotted. Let's go hide over here for a minute until this caution thing wears off. So what I was saying is on the Vita, the screen is extra dark, and also I didn't know you can enable the analog sticks on PlayStation 1 games. So I didn't figure that out until the end of the game, that there was a system menu that I can enable the analog sticks to play this, because I was stuck on the boss fight with Liquid. Damn it. I was stuck on the boss fight with Liquid, where you're doing the Jeep chase. You're doing the Jeep chase through the tunnel with Meryl. Get off me, get off me. And it was really hard to aim. Oh, fucking up. But once I enabled the analog sticks, everything got easier. Where is he? Don't see my tracks, don't see my tracks. Up here.
Whose footprints are these?
Fucking saw my tracks. Get up the stairs. Where's that other guard at? Hide behind here for a sec. Where'd that other guard go? Here, he's coming back. I think I have to go back on the stairs to avoid him. I also own this game, the Twin Snakes remake for GameCube, although I haven't been able to play my GameCube in a couple years because my dog chewed up the controllers. Damn it. What's up? Alright, I need to get in the vent. Oh my god. So like on the Vita, like this vent crawling? No.
Snake,
No.
this is me.
We don't need to talk. So the vent crawling scenes are all super dark on the Vita. For some reason, the controller is always super sensitive. Crawling through a vent, it's hard to crawl straight without swaying left and right.
Dark machine to the cell in the first floor basement.
What about the vent shaft cleaning?
They just opened the vent
Sounds like
covers.
Master Chief.
They're about to start spraying for rats.
First floor basement ventilation shaft.
Shut those covers as soon as they're done spraying. Also, keep your eye on that woman in the cell. Don't get careless now.
Woman in the cell? Did something happen?
There's an intruder.
Really?
He's already done 3 people.
He's killed 3 people?
Yeah. Say he's using stealth, too.
Stealth?
Skip
There's
past
an
this.
intruder
That guy sounds like Steve Downes, the voice actor for Master Chief. So I'm gonna pause some of this crawling. I'll be right back. Nope, not answering that call. You're just gonna tell me how to crawl down the vent. Just want this ration. You're gonna call me back just to tell me to hit the action button. No. Alright, so I think in that room right there is my gun. You waste a chaff grenade, get past that camera, because I'm doing so well trying to sneak past anything. Camera above me. Alright, so now I got my SOCOM. And see, where's the guard at? So I need to get in that elevator right there. Hopefully I don't run into anybody on accident. And I think underneath that tank is an item. Camera. Where's this guard going? Come on. Just gotta get a little bit closer to the cone of view. Can I sneak down these steps without doing something stupid? Right. Where's this guy walking? Nice. Okay. Oh, Jesus. There's another guard. No, 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 no. Don't walk to me. Getting greedy. I want to crawl underneath this tank because I think there's an item. Oh, there's nothing. Could have swore you could crawl underneath it. Oh, Jesus. So anyway, that's Metal Gear.